Habits are what we build in our character. We habitually do things because our brain and body act automatically. Charles Duhigg, a Pulitzer-winning author, inspires many readers to develop good habits to reach their goals in life. He believes in the power of habit, where the brain eventually learns to adopt repetitive actions. His words are simple yet powerful and practical to apply in our daily lives. So, how do we learn to develop habits that will help us in our daily endeavors? Here are the top 7 lessons from the book The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Lesson 1. Shape your habits according to your goals. Many researchers prove that habits shape personality. It is a driving force that fuels our daily actions, leading to positive or negative results. Duhigg stresses that the root of all our habitual patterns lies in cue, routine, and reward. Cue provokes us to execute the habit, routine is our daily behavior, and reward signifies the completion of routine. He emphasizes that we have the power to change our habits by changing the cue, like reading a book instead of drinking alcohol every night, to form a routine and expect a positive reward. So if we want to achieve something, we need to make sure that we set appropriate cues to help trigger the behaviors we want. Lesson 2. Crave for improvements and achievements. Duhigg recalls a time when a particular toothpaste company encountered difficulties introducing their product to people, since the product is still unknown. Despite this challenge, the owner was still persistent in pursuing the business. It was clear that the owner craved achievement for his product. What was just needed was the most appropriate strategy to market it, and eventually they did. Similarly, we could have that kind of attitude. Duhigg teaches us to crave for something we want to achieve and follow it with the necessary changes in our behaviors. Once we establish a new pattern of behavior, it will eventually become a habit that will help us achieve our goals. Lesson 3. Recalibrate your routine. One of the lessons Duhigg emphasized in his book is to retain the cue, or the thing that provokes us to execute the routine, to change a specific habit. This means that we need to examine how to improve our practices. For instance, when we want to follow a particular diet, instead of eating only low-carb meals, we could add exercise to our existing routine to gain better results in our diet. Duhigg also highlights that persistence can help create good habits, leading to rewarding results. He even cited the perseverance of Bud Dungy, a renowned coach that reached the playoffs in 10 consecutive years and won in the Super Bowl. Dungy breaks the convention of a football coach by only teaching a handful of formations instead of hundreds. But although this may be the case, he lets his players repeatedly practice to develop automatic responses or actions of the body and mind that made his players move quickly in the field, which gave them skyrocketed success in football. Once we've established a routine that works, we should not stop improving it to make it work better. Lesson 4. Strengthen your willpower. According to Duhigg, one of the secrets to creating good habits is willpower. Willpower fuels us to continue improving and never give up on making changes and correcting our mistakes. Our minds are so powerful beyond our expectations that they can influence our thoughts and actions to do something great. Duhigg illustrates the power of habit in strengthening willpower through Travis Leach, a high school dropout and quick-tempered employee who became a manager of Starbucks. Travis started through training that taught him what life is, how to give importance to himself, and how to deal with other people. Through that training, Travis changed his perspective in life and started to create good habits because of his strong willpower to change and make a better life. Hence, Duhigg encourages us not to give up and continue strengthening our willpower to create good habits. Lesson 5. Create something new out of a crisis. Duhigg reminds us that we can also create good habits during a crisis. Many leaders and professionals have responded to a situation and developed new habits to solve the problem. A difficulty will put us to the test, but we should not let it defeat us. Instead, we should maintain our willpower to overcome the difficulty. When we're going through a problem, we should evaluate our existing solutions, and if they no longer work, we need to find a new course of action. Eventually, if the same crisis occurs, our minds can automatically respond with the right action to avoid a bigger problem because we already trained our minds to do so. Lesson 6. Listen to the experts. We can never be wrong when we seek advice from someone who has more experience in a specific task or profession. Duhigg reminds us that these people are experts in their field. Their habits in improving their skills are already well established. Thus, we should explore the same habits to help enhance our skills. Aside from learning from their mistakes, we can also learn how to handle self-defeating thoughts and emotions that push us to give up during a crisis. We should also be receptive to their advice because they've experienced failures and learned to explore new avenues that produce new habits. Lesson 7. Explore your potential and discover your weaknesses. Duhigg reminds us that each of us is unique. Thus, we need to discover our full potential as well as our weaknesses. To create good habits, we need to enrich our potential, and at the same time, we also need to discover our weaknesses so that we can overcome them. This kind of habit gives us the power to respond appropriately whenever problems occur. Duhigg emphasizes that we can overcome trials, challenges, and crises if we've developed the habit of creating a backup plan and facing any obstacle. In conclusion, The Power of Habit is an excellent book to read. You'll find helpful and practical advice in creating and maintaining good habits. Surely we could not develop habits overnight. It takes a while for our routines to become a part of our system. But once we've learned the importance of habits and the framework for developing them, we can learn to use them to our advantage. What habits have you developed recently? Tell us in the comments. Thank you for listening. If you like the book summary and you want to see more in this category, please like and subscribe so I can create more. You can also get a free copy of the entire audiobook by clicking the link in the description. Until next time.